Hey, what's up, guys? JD Vim here, part of Vim Nation Wrestling, and this is my WWE Backlash 2016 review. And holy shit, holy fucking shit, AJ Styles is your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Before you guys come in here, it's like, you spoiled the title. Get the fuck off the internet. Get off the internet, because you know we're going to spoil it in the titles. But if you guys are new around here, please rate, subscribe, drop a comment. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and like my Facebook page, where both links are down below. Tell your friends and family, come and join the Venom Nation Wrestling here on YouTube. And as I predicted, AJ Styles will become the WWE Champion, and that has happened tonight. And it is a surreal moment. AJ Styles, the face of TNA, the Ric Flair of TNA, if you will, the Sting of TNA, if you will, a guy that you never ever thought that was ever going to be in a WWE ring. He came to WWE at the 2016 Royal Rumble. A lot of people were getting mad because he didn't win his WrestleMania match against Jericho. A lot of people were getting mad because him and the club were looking weak. And I said, as soon as the heel turn for AJ Styles actually happens, it's going to get better for him. This is the best decision that WWE has made with turning AJ Styles heel. Because if he was a face right now, he would not be WWE champion. But the point since he turned heel, that changed it for him. That definitely changed it for him from that single point for when he turned heel. He beat John Cena at SummerSlam. From that point forward, I already knew he was going to win the WWE title. Because there's no way that Dean Ambrose will beat AJ Styles. No matter how he won the title night, guys. I know he kicked Dean Ambrose in the nuts. They hit some of the Styles Clash. I know that. But the fact of the matter is, he is still your WWE champion. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. AJ Styles has had one of the best years in wrestling ever. 2016 is the year of Styles. One of the best years in wrestling ever. Better than Brock Lesnar in 2002. Better than, Stone Cold in 98. And the reason why I'm saying that is that Stone Cold in 98, now I'm not saying that AJ Styles is a bigger star than Stone Cold, or he was a bigger star than Steve Austin in 98. I'm talking about the year overall. You're talking about a guy who came from TNA. We know the history of what WWE and TNA have against each other. We know that whenever TNA picks up a WWE talent, they push them to the moon. We know every time when WWE picks up a outside talent from TNA or from anywhere else, they usually either they punish them because they go from WWE back to TNA, as known as Christian. Jeff Hardy, when he first returned to WWE. A lot of guys who went from WWE to TNA back to WWE, they became punished for that. And we know that a lot of people had to wash that stink off of TNA. You know what I mean? Before they actually did anything in WWE. But the point that AJ Styles is the Sting of TNA. The fact that we never ever saw Sting ever win the WWE Championship. The fact that we never ever saw Sting win the WWE Championship, but we saw AJ Styles win the WWE Championship. This is a pivotal moment in WWE's history where you actually have somebody who's the ace of the company, who has been there since day one. Since day one in TNA, to come over to WWE to win the title. It's mind-boggling to me, guys. I'm a guy that actually grew up during the Attitude Era. I'm a guy that actually grew up even, New Generation Era was about late Hogan Era into New Generation Era. It was just that transition. It was pretty much Royal Rumble 92 was my first pay-per-view event. So it was just at the very tail end of Hulkamania, going into New Generation Era when Bret Hart won the WWF Championship from Ric Flair. So I've been watching wrestling for over 20 years, almost 25 years, and I've seen a lot, I've seen a lot of stories, I've seen a lot of, different things, but this has to be the most pivotal moment that I've seen in WWE. The big, strong guys, the Hulkamaniacs, the Macho Mans, the Ultimate Warriors, the guys with the big body builds, have now faded away to guys like Kevin Owens, guys like Dean Ambrose, guys like Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns is still there. He's still a big guy. John Cena is there. He's still a big guy. But you're seeing more of the little guys actually winning titles and going over. And for the fact that AJ is a little guy and he's from TNA and it's his first year in the company, there's no disputing, in my opinion, that this is one of the best years in WWE history for a wrestler. But we're going to get into the match itself here in a moment. I want to give that little intro here. Let's get into the actual show overall. Tonight's show opened off with we'll talk about the pre-show match real quick. Baron Corbin beat Apollo Crews. Whatever. Okay, whatever on that. I just hate to see Crews losing cleanly again, but that's why I don't like to put two young guys against each other, two new guys against each other, because one guy's going to get, he's going to have to put over another guy. And you're supposed to build both of these guys up since they're still fresh and new to the roster to the casual fan. But nevertheless, Baron Corbin picks up the win on the pre-show match with the End of Days on Apollo Crews. Then we have our first match of the night. Before we saw our first match, we saw Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon welcoming everybody to Backlash, talk about the new era and all that great stuff. And they announced the WWE SmackDown Women's title match to kick off the show. So we had Naomi versus Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch versus Carmella versus Alexa Bliss versus Natalya. And hot damn, what a match to open up the show. Now it's not the women's match of the year. It's definitely not that. But I was quite surprised that they let these women open up the show, and I was quite surprised on the time that they gave them. Well, actually, I'll take that back. I'm not surprised on the time that they gave them, because we only had a total of 6 matches tonight. So I wasn't surprised on what they gave them, but the way that they worked in the ring, they worked their asses off tonight in the ring. The SmackDown women's talent pool is probably deeper, I will say deeper than the Raw's women's talent pool. I mean, you do have Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Bayley as like the cutting edge women on Raw. Then after that, you got, Nia Jax. You know what I mean? You got I can't even think of anybody after Nia Jax, really. Maybe God, I can't even think. Emma, maybe. I think she's on the Raw roster. Paige is gone, most likely from WWE. So I think the SmackDown women's roster is a lot deeper with a lot more women workers. But great match overall here. A lot of good psychology here. These women look great tonight in the ring. Becky looked good in the ring. Nikki was doing some great stuff. Carmel wasn't too bad. Alexa, very scrappy. I love her. Natalya was the ring general. And the MVP of the match, who I am now calling Naomi the AJ Styles of the women's division. And what I mean by that is that her athletic ability, she did 2 springboards tonight. One didn't go in her favor, but she did 2 springboards tonight. When have you ever seen women doing springboards like that? She did a springboard to the outside, a springboard crossbody to the outside onto a women pile, and another springboard back in the ring. Naomi, and I always said this about Naomi, she is so underrated in the ring, but people don't really realize that, but I hope a lot of people realize that tonight. She is very gifted in the ring, and she's the AJ Styles. Maybe more like Shelton Benjamin, because AJ Styles, he wins championships. I can see Naomi being like Shelton Benjamin, who never really wins anything, but she's there for like doing spots and stuff and being a good worker. But Naomi, MVP of the match by far. Not to take anything away from the other women in this match. Basically here in this match, you see Nikki and Carmella, they trade shots against each other. Nikki was looking very good against Carmella, and Carmella was looking very good against Nikki, which build more intrigue in their storyline. And basically the way that this match ends is that I believe first Alexa Bliss got eliminated by Naomi, who did a fucking aerial blockbuster to Alexa Bliss, because Alexa Bliss was on Natalia's shoulders, and Naomi went to the top rope. She did a fucking super blockbuster from the top rope. Amazing spot. So Alexa Bliss gets eliminated. Then after that, I believe Naomi got eliminated not too far after that, after being in a sharpshooter. Then after that, Natalya gets eliminated. Then we're down to our final three between Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, and Carmella. Carmella eliminates Nikki with a roll-up, with a simple roll-up for the 1, 2, 3. It puts over Carmella tremendously, and it doesn't hurt Nikki whatsoever. Nikki Bella's at the point where she doesn't really need the women's title, and she doesn't really need it. She really doesn't need it, and the reason I'm saying is that she is so over to the point where she doesn't need to. She's John Cena's wife, obviously. Well, not wife, but girlfriend, obviously. And she's to the point that she's at John Cena level out of the divas. Or the women, I should say. I'm sorry for calling them divas. But, you know, she doesn't really need the title. And she's going to be over no matter what, whether she wins or loses. She's like Randy Orton right now. You know what I mean? She's like, you know, who's another person? I mean, you know, she's kind of like I said, like Randy Orton, John Cena. I mean, those are really the only two I can really think of right now who doesn't really need this. I can't really think of anybody on the Raw roster, you know, that would not need the title, or that would need the title, or not need the title, rather. But, nevertheless, though, Nikki Bella's at that point. But, back to the point in hand here, you see, Carmella and Becky go at it a little bit. Becky hit a few Beck exploder, how you say it? Beck exploder suplexes, whatever. About 3 of them are coming out very hard, for that. She was delivering them pretty stiff, and because she knew that she was about to win the women's championship. But pretty much the match comes to the end where Becky was trying to go for a big kick, and Carmella was trying to go for a big kick, but Becky, she turns it into a disarmer for the win. And that was a great moment for Becky Lynch. She cuts promo at the end, you know, saying that, you know, that she puts a title on her shoulder as Becky Balboa. And, you know, she was like, we did it. Good moment for her, Becky Lynch. She definitely deserves this here. I thought it was too early for Becky to win the women's title here. I called Nikki Bella. Then when I saw it stare down between Nikki and Carmella in this match here, I was like, well, Carmella should win it. But a lot of people would be a lot pissed off, and I would not have been as pissed off if Carmella had won it, because I will understand why she would have won it. But at least this way you can have a Carmella Nikki feud going off by themselves, and you can have possibly Becky going up against Natalya, or even maybe Alexa Bliss as her first opponent. So have 2 different women's feuds in this division. I'm totally fine with that. All 6 of these women can work in the ring. And, you know, the weakest one out of 6 is Carmella, obviously, but she's not horrible. She's 10 times better than Eva Marie. Put it to you that way. When Eva Marie comes back, that's going to be very interesting, because I don't want to see Eva Marie as women's champion, but don't worry, that's coming, guys. But who knows? But she may be punished for that 30-day suspension too as well. But we don't know until she comes back. But let's get into our next match. This is the semifinals for the tag team championship. The Hype Brothers versus the Usos, and this was given here because the Usos turned heel last week on SmackDown and injured Chad Gable's leg. And basically American Alpha was removed from the match itself, which in a moment here, once we get to the finals, I'll talk about why that was important for them not to be in the finals against Heath Slater and Rhino. But the Usos win. All I gotta say about this is fuck Mojo Rawley. I hate the son of a bitch. He does a lot of lines. He drinks a lot of Red Bull. He does a lot of shit before he comes out to the ring. I don't know what the hell's the matter with him. I really don't get what's to like about Mojo Rawley. And I know some people may be saying in the comment section, I ain't hype. Well, let me tell you something here. That type of gimmick I don't like. I don't like the gimmick of a high wire guy like that at all. I don't like it because it makes him seem like a bumbling fool. I cannot take this guy seriously in a wrestling match. He does 3-point stances and rollovers in the ring like he still plays football. If you're gonna do a gimmick like that, give him a head condition or something. And I'm being dead serious. What I'm saying is, give this guy a head condition to the point where it's all like, well, I don't know if I can do this tonight, Zach, or not make him full retarded, but give him a head condition or something like that. Like, oh, this guy has had a lot of hits to the head when he's playing football. He still thinks he's playing football, and I don't know, do something. Give him a gimmick. You know what I mean? If he's gonna be a bumbling fool, go all the way with it, WWE. But the Usos win. They look great as heels. I always like the Usos. I'm not like, and another thing on Twitter, I see all these people starting like, oh, the Usos are awesome. When did you start liking the Usos, you fucking fake wrestling fans? When did you start liking them? I could have sworn a couple weeks ago, it's like, oh, the Usos suck. They need a heel turn. I don't like the Usos. They suck. And all of a sudden, you like them. Fake wrestling fans. If you like the Usos, great. That's good for you. I always like the Usos. I always like Dolph Ziggler. I always like The Miz. I always like Kofi Kingston. Face or heel, it doesn't matter. Just because they turn heel doesn't mean you have to start liking them. I understand why people are liking them, because of change of character. I get it. I understand it. But I guess that's just my fandom coming out, my markish coming out at this point. If you are a fan of somebody, you should stay a fan to them, no matter what, no matter if they're face or heel. I'm somewhat a fan of Roman Reigns. Like, I don't really want to call myself a fan. I respect what he does in the ring. I just don't like his mic work. And I never did, really. Like, out of the whole show, I was like, man, this Roman Reigns is kind of, yeah, he's like blah. No, I really like Dean Ambrose and like Seth Rollins. I was like, oh man, I'm into these guys because they can both work the mic and they can wrestle. But Roman Reigns, he can somewhat wrestle. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and bash the guy totally. But his mic work is not the best at all. But back to the point at hand, Usos win. And they go into the finals later tonight. Into our next match here of Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz, possibly the match of the night here. These guys put on an incredible match. A lot of great stuff between Dolph Ziggler and The Miz here. Dolph Ziggler looking great in the match as itself, but The Miz turned up to another level tonight. The Miz was actually doing Daniel Bryan spots in the ring, from the yes to the drop kicks in the ring, like into the corner, back and forth. He was doing some other stuff here as well that I may have missed, that he may have done, but great match overall between these two. They told a hell of a story in the ring, and The Miz, he wins this match overall with a scroll crushing finale after Maurice sprays like some perfume or mist or whatever into Ziggler's face. Now, a lot of people will be like, well, this doesn't really help The Miz. I mean, this still makes him look weak. That's what a heel does. A heel wins by any means necessary. Heels don't always win cleanly, guys. The first heel that I think that I can see that will start to win cleanly ever in wrestling without cheating, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was the first wrestler that I can remember that didn't have like a super monster gimmick, rather like an Undertaker or a Kane, that like if you're like a big monster, then you don't have to cheat. You're just a fucking monster. You don't have to cheat at all. But if you're like someone like The Miz, who's not like a larger than life character, you have to use cheap heel tactics to win. It's a old school wrestling mentality. Ric Flair did it back in the 80s, the dirtiest player in the game. All the heels did back in the day. Macho Man / Macho King Randy Savage. Shawn Michaels did it a lot in his original heel run in the WWF. I mean, the Dangerous Alliance back in WCW days. NWO, oh my fucking god, the NWO was a bunch of cheaters back in the day. That's what wrestling is about. The heels do anything necessary to win a match, and the faces follow the book, follow the script, and they do the right thing to win a match. And people just forget about that. We're so used to today. But I understand why people say, oh, that's a cheap win by The Miz. But it's wrestling, guys. He's supposed to do that as a heel. But The Miz wins overall. Great match. And, yeah. And The Miz, he was just mocking Daniel Bryan in the ring during here. And, prior to the match, The Miz got into Daniel Bryan's face and said, you know what, after I win tonight, you're going to need to restructure my contract. I need more money. I'm the A-lister. So we're going to see how that develops on SmackDown. So The Miz wins. Great choice for The Miz to be booked to win here. But what does this do for Dolph Ziggler? He goes down another peg. But The Miz had to win here. But Dolph Ziggler goes down another peg. Now, is he going to be coming back for another rematch against The Miz? I don't know. But we're going to have to see how No Mercy comes out to be. Because No Mercy is 4 weeks away on October the 9th on the WWE Network. So we're going to see how that goes down with The Miz and Daniel Bryan maybe. I'm not saying Daniel Bryan's going to come back to wrestle, but just see how they're going to really interact with each other and what Dolph Ziggler is going to do. Is he going to go down to the point where he's going to so low that he loses all of his confidence and he has to make like a Rocky type comeback so the fans can get behind him again? Because he's going to feel like, oh man, I'm not the show off no more. I don't have it no more. I can see something like that coming on Tuesday on SmackDown Live. Then we have our next match. Prior to this match, earlier tonight, I believe it was between the first and second match, Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. Bray Wyatt, kayfabe injures Randy Orton's leg and knee. If you guys don't know why this was, or why this came about, or why people are shading on this segment, and you guys will understand why I did not mind the way that they did this segment, is because that Randy Orton, due to his gash that he had at SummerSlam thanks to Brock Lesnar, he had to go through some various tests of a concussion impact test that it appears to be that he did not pass prior to his match at tonight. So they had to work this angle because they already had the match booked. They already had the match booked already. So it won't make sense to have Bray Wyatt come out to the ring and just have Randy Orton come out and say, yeah, I can't wrestle tonight. You're going to wrestle against Kane. So they had to play off this injury angle. Randy Orton's not hurt. He didn't hurt. A lot of people, I hear people say he hurt his shoulder again. It's nothing like that. He just did not pass the concussion test because he had that big-ass gash over his head. It's not fully healed. And the reason why concussion came into play is because Orton suffered a slight minor concussion due to that big elbow shot by Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. So Bray Wyatt comes out, supposed to be versus Randy Orton. We go to the ring. Bray Wyatt makes his way out. Charles Robinson talks to Bray Wyatt, and pretty much Greg Hamilton announced that due to injury, Orton cannot compete tonight. Hamilton says that Wyatt assists on the official count to 10 for his win by forfeit. Charles Robinson, referee, count to 10. Bray Wyatt wins by forfeit. Okay, great. Now, I was worried here because we were at, I don't know, we're at 8:30 at this particular point in time. We're not even at that. We're like before 8:30. We're like at 8:15 before this point in time. And I was like, wow, they only have 2 more matches left because you're going to have the tag team title match and the main event. You're going to have the main event and this tag team match go 40 minutes. That's too long, especially for that tag team match, and especially because the Usos actually had another match earlier tonight. So I was thinking, well, what are they going to do here? So basically, after the announcement, Wyatt music hits. We see Hamilton announces that there's going to be a no-holds-barred match against Kane. And as soon as I knew that there was going to be a match, I knew Kane was going to come out. It could have been nobody else but Kane. But nevertheless, though, a lot of people are shitting on this match because I guess they didn't understand why it was Kane versus Bray Wyatt. And it's just to fill time, guys. Like, WWE had to call audible here tonight. They had to fill time. I mean, and it was good that they made it a gimmick match because of the fact that if it was just a regular match, this match would be even more worse. Now, I'm not saying that this match was great or good or anything. This match was okay. It wasn't horrible. Now, this was the worst match of the night, but even with it being the worst match of the night, I still thought it was okay. Not great. I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying it's all right. it's passable to my terms in a wrestling match. In my terms of wrestling match is I want to be entertained. Was I entertained during this match? Somewhat entertained. That's why I said that this match was okay. I wasn't like, oh fuck, in this match already, because I understood why this match had to be here, because 40 minutes for the WWE Tag Team title match is too fucking long. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. Would you want to see 40 minutes of the Usos, Heath Slater and Rhino? No, you do not. And don't sit there and say that, oh, well, they could have filled it in with something else. No, they could not have filled it in with something else. You let me know what match they could have done, and don't say the fucking pre-show match, because they always have pre-show matches, because the pre-show matches is what draws viewers in who do not have the WWE Network. So there was no reason why they could have had a pre-show match. Kalisto is not available. What, you want to see Kalisto versus Eric Rowan? I think not. I don't think Kalisto's able to perform right now anyway. So WWE had to call audible with this match. Back to the point in hand. Bray Wyatt and Kane, they did okay here. Bray Wyatt had a great spot with doing a senton through the announce table. He ran off of the English feed of the announce table. I believe through the German feed of the announce table or French feed. I'm not sure which one it was, but great spot. Now, the way that this match ends really pisses me off, though. The match was going okay. I was somewhat entertained by this, but the ending of the match really worst moment of the night. I will definitely say that. You have Randy Orton come out, who's supposed to be not taking any bumps or doing anything whatsoever. Now, he didn't take a bump. He gave a bump. But still, he's coming out there playing injury. He's doing well playing injury. Kane sits up in the ring because Bray Wyatt had him finish. Bray Wyatt turns around and sees Kane. Randy Orton gets on the ring, hits an RKO. Kane choke slams Wyatt for the 1-2-3 victory. Again, Bray Wyatt does not win on pay-per-view. He cannot even beat fucking... They can't even book this guy to beat Kane. And a meaningless one-on-one contest. This damages Bray Wyatt more than anything else, guys. You have Bray Wyatt attack Orton. Have Bray Wyatt go over on Orton and make it seem like he actually got that cheap win, and it makes us want to see Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. But no, Orton squashed that tonight, and I don't care if Bray Wyatt actually beats Randy Orton at No Mercy, because they're gonna have to go up against each other at No Mercy. I'm pretty sure. I don't care at this point. It doesn't matter. If Wyatt wins at No Mercy, I don't care, because they already done the damage tonight to Wyatt. This feud is over. I'm sorry. My investment in this feud is over. I had investment in the feud. I wanted to see Bray Wyatt win, but now I don't give a shit, because Bray Wyatt lost to Kane, which Kane is not even on SmackDown every week. Well, he's been on there over the past couple weeks, but he's there for squash matches. He's there to put over talent. He's not there to win. So what does this do for Kane? Nothing. What does this do for Randy Orton? It does nothing for Randy Orton. The only person that got hurt out of this is Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is the only one that got hurt out of this. And it pisses me off. I'm disgusted. I'm completely disgusted on that booking decision by WWE. I don't want to talk about it no more. But let's get into our next match here, which was Heath Slater and Rhino versus the Usos for the WWE SmackDown Championship. And overall, this was a short match, somewhat. Not really short. It was pretty decent, pretty decently length, I thought, for what we had here. The Usos, great heel work that they have in the ring. Now, now I agree with the outcome of the match. I just don't agree on how they won. Heath Slater and Rhino won. I told y'all guys that ever since that segment at Heath Slater's house, and that this guy is over like $1 million. This guy is so over right now that WWE had to capitalize on giving these guys the title. Back to the point of American Alpha. I thought that Jason Jordan was going to come out and distract the Usos, and that way so they could get a cheap win. But no, Rhino just gored Jimmy Uso, and they pick up the win. So this heel turn of the Usos, in my opinion, has already failed. Well, not failed, but you could, I don't know. I think it's because that, and I can see it both ways. I have a positive part of this, I have a negative part of this. The positive part is that they can spin around saying, okay, well, the Usos, they wrestled their second match tonight. So kayfabe-wise, they're tired. They're more tired than usual. So Heath Slater and Rhino, they picked up the win because the Usos was a lot more tired. But negatively is that, you know, hey, the Usos just turned heel. They're into this new character now. And now, you know, they should lose this match, but by a different result. I predicted that they should have lost this match by Jason Jordan coming out to the ring, distracting one of the Usos, having the other Uso distracted, then having Rhino hit a Gore or Heath Slater using his finishing maneuver on one of the Usos, and then picking up the win that way. So at least that way, the Usos, they don't look as weak losing that match. The only reason why they lost that match is because they are distracted. It wasn't because that it was a clean win. So this does hurt the Usos a little bit for me. Not as much as Bray Wyatt. Not even close as much as Bray Wyatt. But this does damage them a little bit because we already know that the Usos are going to be going against American Alpha. And that American Alpha is going to beat the Usos. They need to get their revenge on the Usos. So I don't agree that the way that they did this. It would have been better if they would have had Jason Jordan come out, distract. Now, don't get involved, of course, but like distract and you know, be like, oh, American Alpha's here. Oh, no, it's just Jason Jordan. Comes out to the ring and just do a distraction. That's it. Don't have to get any physicality because, you know, well, in this particular match, I believe it's no disqualification since it's for a new title. Usually that's what they do for new titles. They give no disqualifications. But nevertheless, though, I'm happy with Heath and Rhino winning. I would have tweaked some things a little bit to make the Usos not look as hurtful. They don't get as hurt in the match to their new characters. And Heath Slater and Rhino will still be looking good as tag team champions. But well-deserved by Heath Slater and Rhino. And this actual storyline is over between Heath Slater trying to get a contract. Because if Heath Slater would have lost, and this, like I said when I made this prediction, that it won't make any sense that if Heath Slater loses, why are they still going to be doing this whole contract thing? He's going to be at Raw tomorrow night. They can't be going back and forth with Heath Slater. They need to strike while the iron's hot, and that's what they did. And in our main event, we had AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose. Overall, this match was decent. It wasn't great. It wasn't phenomenal. You see what I did there? Pun intended. But it was acceptable. It was good. They did have some great spots. Not great spots, but they did have some good spots in the match. Dean Ambrose looked a little bit sloppy in this match, though. A little bit in the beginning. But he kind of picked it up a little bit towards the end. But AJ... looked like he was just doing AJ style stuff. I mean, we saw a great calf crusher. We saw AJ taking a lot of bumps. One to the outside, getting drop kicked to the outside, hitting the floor hard. One into the like a slingshot into the steel post. That looked pretty good too. AJ was bumping like a boss tonight. Great bumps by AJ. The ways that this match ends is that AJ hits the pant leg kick. Ambrose hits that rebound clothesline to mixed reactions of that clothesline. And let me say something about Dean Ambrose tonight. I think it's because he was going up against AJ Styles and everybody wanted AJ Styles to win the WWE Championship. So I guess a lot of people were very invested into AJ Styles winning. So they're booing Dean Ambrose. Guys, if whoever watches the video and if my voice matters, I really hope and stress out to you, don't start booing Dean Ambrose because you guys love Dean Ambrose. You guys love Dean Ambrose. I understand that his character is not the best right now. I get it. But he's not a Roman Reigns, guys. He's not horrible on the mic. He's not a subpar wrestler. Well, Dean Ambrose, he's not a great wrestler. But he's better than Roman Reigns in my opinion as a wrestler, as a worker. But don't start booing this guy because that's just gonna be showing the fakeness of the wrestling community again. Is because once you start disliking somebody because they are a face or they have a couple bad promos every now and then, you start booing them, and that's something I personally don't agree with. And something I never understood in the wrestling community. But hey, everyone's to their own opinion, but that's just my opinion on that. But basically, the way that this match ends is that there was a ref bump. AJ looks at Dean Ambrose, kicks him in the low, hits him on a low blow. His the Styles Clash on Dean Ambrose for the 1-2-3 pinfall. And AJ Styles, and I already gave you guys my spiel at the beginning. He is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I already told you guys what this means as him being WWE Champion. Unbelievable stuff. The best year, in my opinion, that I've ever seen from a professional wrestler, probably in my life. Best year in the WWE. And it's for the exact same reasons why I explained earlier. Austin had a great year in 98. Rock had a great year in 2000. Lesnar had a great year in 2001. Cena had a great year in 2005. You know, Seth Rollins had a great year last year. But in my personal opinion, you're looking, all those guys that I named were built under WWE. They were all built up from WWE. We know Steve Austin was back from, from WCW and ECW, but Stone Cold 316 was built under WWE. We know that The Rock, like I said, he was built from WWE. Cena was built from WWE. Seth Rollins came from Ring of Honor, but mainstream-wise, WWE. People knew who AJ Styles was, or is rather, from TNA, from New Japan. If you are a casual wrestling fans, know who AJ Styles is. Period. Casuals know who AJ Styles is. They know who he is. They knew who he was prior to coming into WWE. I truly believe that casual fans knew who AJ Styles was, or they at least had to heard of him. They had to at least look at a YouTube clip of him, knowing of AJ Styles. They had to know who he was. I don't believe if no one knew who AJ Styles was as a casual wrestling fan. But he has the best year in WWE in 2016 ever, in my opinion. I mean, that's up for debate, guys. You can debate me in the comment section. I would love to talk to you guys in the comment section. I do encourage people to talk to me in the comment section on my videos. It's fun, and I want to get engaged with you guys here, definitely. But a lot of on the commentary, Ronaldo, even JBL and Otunga, they were like, oh, does this taint AJ's title win? They're probably going to be going with that storyline now. They're saying, oh, AJ, the only reason why he won the title is because he did a low blow. I don't give a shit. AJ Styles is going to be forever in the history books as WWE Champion. If he would have won the Universal Championship, it does not mean much. AJ Styles, guys, this is the reason why I am so hyped about this. AJ Styles is in the likes of Buddy Rogers, Bruno Sammartino. You got Superstar Billy Graham, Bob Backlund, Iron Sheik, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, Ric Flair, Bret the Hitman Hart, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Kurt Angle, Triple H, Foley, Mankind, whatever. The three faces of Foley, right. I already said Triple H. John Cena. I'm gonna throw JBL in there too. Fuck it, we'll throw JBL in there. Randy Orton. All those guys won the WWE Championship. He's in that book. He's not in the well. I wasn't gonna say he's on the Triple H book of the World Heavyweight Championship, but they got rid of that. But which title do you think means more? The Triple H 2002 World Heavyweight Championship, because that's not going back to the WCW title or the NWA Championship. No, that's a whole different title, guys, even though it's the same belts. Or that WWE Championship that's all the way back to the 1960s WWE Championship. And AJ is forever known as the WWE Champion. That made his career right there, guys. Holy crap, that made his career right there. But guys, that is it for me. If I had to give this show a rating out of 10, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10, maybe even an 8. Only reason why is because I rated the show a lot higher due to A, the build to the show was crap, and WWE delivered a good show tonight. All the wrestling matches were passable, even Wyatt versus Kane, even though I didn't agree with the outcome. The wrestling was all okay tonight. You had some great matches tonight. Ziggler and Miz, match of the night. You had the Women's Championship match. Great. Hype Bros and Usos is good. Both tag team matches were good. Not great, but good. Becky Lynch winning the WWE Women's Championship is great because the fans wanted to be sitting there for a long time. And the cherry on top, the sprinkles, the sugar, the ice cream in the middle of the cake, everything is AJ Styles winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Unbelievable night in the world of professional wrestling and a great, great day. But guys, that is going to be it for me. If you guys like this video, definitely leave me a thumbs up. Subscribe for more great wrestling content on my channel. I do wrestling news and rumors on my channel every day where I'm not doing a review here on my channel. So 7 days a week here on my channel. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and like my Facebook page, where both links are down below, especially on Twitter because I'm tweeting out a lot of stuff on WWE. So you guys will definitely enjoy my tweets, and we'll interact on Twitter as well because I like to talk to you guys on there as well. But guys, that is going to be it for me. And wow, what a night, what a night. I'll see you guys later. You guys have a great day. AJ Styles is your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Unbelievable, guys. Peace out.